What's up, guys? Welcome back. I just got back from vacation, and there's nothing better than getting away from home for a couple days and just getting to relax and just getting away from the normal day-to-day life. But when you're away from home for so long, it's really nice to get back home. Towards the end of that trip, you're like, oh, I kind of can't wait to be home. And one of the greatest things about getting home from vacation is the stack of packages that is waiting for you. So it's almost like a second or third Christmas where you're like, holy crap, I got a bunch of dope stuff. It almost gives you something to look forward to on the way home. It's a little treat. I recently went on vacation. I recently got back. So we're going to be looking at the packages that I got. I've been seeing a lot of the positive feedback and comments that everyone's been leaving, mainly about me talking toys. I love talking toys with you guys in the comments. A lot of people want to see my collection or a lot of my other figures. So I said to myself, hey, why don't we make a little haul video here? Gives me an opportunity to talk more about my figures. It gives you a little insight into what I'm into and gives me an opportunity to talk about something I'm passionate about. But I hear your requests. I think eventually maybe I'll do a display video where I show off my collection of the stuff that's displayed. A lot of this is even still kind of ragtagged together. Things aren't exactly posed. Some things are, some things aren't. Some things need to be moved around. But again, when I talk about my collection, it's a whole other beast. That's a whole other can of worms that I'm not even ready to open up right now. But let's stop rambling. I don't know why I do this every single time. I think I'm just excited to talk to you guys. Even though I'm not really talking to anyone, I'm talking to myself. Maybe I'm just excited to talk to myself. So yeah, I just got back from Tennessee, and this is what I got. Again, expect a video about my Smoky Mountain travels. I just made it sound so much more badass than it really will be. So the first figure I got here was from Amazon. I got the mutated Ninjor. Such a cool figure. Again, I had mentioned in the Beyond the Shell episode, Turtles of Grayskull is truly one of my favorite lines. It is so sad that it's over. You know, what can you do? But I feel like there's a lot of figures or a lot of characters that we could have gotten, but we just didn't really get. It's funny, I'm trying to get rid of a lot of my Origins figures, and Ninjor is one of them because he's just like a ninja. I don't need him, but a dragon ninja? That is awesome. He even has an extendo neck. I love the imagery on the back of the packaging. There's always some top tier art on the Turtles of Grayskull stuff. Ninja, the devious dragon. Again, like I mentioned in Beyond the Shell, we're kind of in the Reptile Wars section of Turtles of Grayskull. So we're fighting Snake Man. We're getting Snake Man armor. We got snake packaging. Very nice. The news that this line was ending got broken for me when I found out that the Super Shredder, which I recently got, amazing figure, and then the King Hiss are supposed to be like the last releases in the line. Great figures, almost a great way to kind of end off this amazing series. So this is like one of the last figures in the last actual waves of figures. So it's nice to get him, but my biggest gripe about this line is they've messed up the release of Merman so bad. That Merman figure seriously looked like it was gonna be one of my favorite figures. He's almost $100 now and didn't really get a full clear release on Walmart.com. Thank you, Mattel. But again, super excited to get Ninjor in my collection. So the next figures are kind of a 2-for-1. The new Tales of the TMNT, Leo and Mikey. They've got really weird samurai trash armor, but it's also kind of robotic stuff that has been scrapped up from all the Mechazoids and Bishop armor, I'm guessing. And I really, really like Mutant Mayhem and the Tales series that came out last summer. I'm loving the figures that are coming out for it. I just wish there was more. I already have the rest of this wave, which consists of an armored Donnie, an armored Raph, Mechazoid number 3, and the mini mech. And then we get a weird tiny Mega Mutant. Buddy told me that that was from the video game, but apparently we're supposed to be getting some more high school turtles soon, and we're supposed to be getting a bunch of new mutants soon, so we'll see how that goes. Two great figures. Happy to add some more variants. We gotta love turtle variants. Happy to add them to the collection. Next, we have a model kit I pre-ordered on Amazon. It feels like ages ago. It was an affordable model kit of one of my favorite animes. For 20 something bucks, I got this Unit 01 Good Smile Company model kit. I only have one Good Smile Company model kit. I tend to only stick to Bandai when it comes to a lot of these model kits, or YOLO Park, or Blockies, who are actually both doing their own Evangelion model kits, or action models? What did that commenter call it? I forgot. I'll put it up here. Figure models? Action kits? Something like that. They're model kits, man. Come on. Yeah, I have one other Good Smile Company model kit, and it's really nice. It looks like a weird Yu-Gi-Oh guy. He's definitely not Yu-Gi-Oh. Again, I'll toss it up here right now. But when I saw that Good Smile was doing a model kit of Unit 01 that was only 20 something, I knew I had to jump on it. I have a few Unit 01 model kits. I have the real grade Bandai one and 2 high grade Bandai ones. All of them really good model kits, but it's good to get some variation and get something new. Again, Blockies and YOLO Park are doing their own Evangelion model kits. May have to get those, and maybe we do a comparison video, we'll see. Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe like we do the Transformers video, but with Evangelion stuff. Compare the Tamashii Nations figure to the model kits and see what's the best bang for your buck. But again, very happy to get this. Took a long time to get here. Shout out to Good Smile. They do some good stuff. So these last 2 packages are from eBay. Oh boy. These are some pieces I've been wanting to add to my collection for so long. These are 2 grail pieces for my Power Rangers Morpher collection. I've been recently watching Gojuger. I got the Morpher, the Tega sword, because it's the Morpher and mech for that series. And I thought to myself, hey, I love collecting Morphers. Why haven't I gotten a Morpher in so long? And that kind of started this itch where I was like, oh my God, I need to collect more Morphers. I need to get every single Morpher. And then I was like, wait a second. Maybe I just focus on at least the main Rangers Morphers for each season. And I've got a bunch. I'll actually throw up my little list here of the seasons left that I need to get. These are both 6 Ranger Morphers, so it doesn't really help me wanting to get the main Rangers Morphers, but I'm really close. It's just a few pieces that are gonna cost me another $400, $500 to finish off this collection. Let's crack these open. I got a good deal on these, I think. That is the Quantum Ranger Morpher from Power Rangers Time Force. Eric, the Quantum Ranger from Time Force, was one of the coolest Rangers ever. Definitely one of the coolest Red Rangers ever. It's so awesome to get this Morpher. It's something I've always wanted as a kid. The greatest things about these Morphers is that they still fit my wrists so well. So I can just like, wah, wah, yeah. Maybe should I do like an edit here where I just, it's quantum time. Oh, and just transform into the Ranger real quick. Quantum Ranger! Again, Quantum Ranger is so cool. I always loved in Time Force when the visors would get damaged and you could see their face underneath. So cool. Again, Quantum Morpher, great to get. I'm gonna have to put batteries in it, see if it works. It should be tested, it should work. And then here we're getting into one of the few American exclusive Morphers because it is owned by one of the American exclusive Rangers. This is the Titanium Ranger Morpher. It is very beat up. Again, I got this at a pretty good price. Some of the V and gold is a little beat up. I may fix it with a Gundam marker or something. That's what I did to the Lunar Wolf Wild Force Morpher I got recently. It had a few spots that were missing silver because it was scuffed up. I got it for like 20 something dollars, great price. And I said, hey, let me just fill it in with my Gundam marker. You can barely tell unless you got a microscope. So I will probably do that to the edges of my Titanium Morpher. This one again was advertised as damaged. It's a nice display piece though. We're gonna see if it works. I will be a little disappointed if it doesn't, again, since the seller said it worked. But I thought this was a great deal, great purchase. Again, maybe I need to tear this thing apart and see how I can get it to latch into place. These are beautiful Morphers. Even if they don't work, these pieces are amazing. If you guys have any ideas on how to fix this, please comment it down below. Now we have our last package here. And I'm gonna wait to put batteries in those 2 Morphers because you could probably guess we got more Morphers. This package will actually somewhat help me in my little quest. This again is a duo of morphers, both from the same series. This will maybe give it away a little bit. But there we go, the Power Rangers Dino Thunder Morpher. I loved Dino Thunder as a kid, which is weird because I didn't have the Megazord or the Morphers. I had a bunch of the toys. That jaw, so cool. I even had the PS2 game. Again, it needs to be tested, but it's got its strap, very nice. We have the Blue Rangers plate, the Yellow Rangers plate, which means I have a complete Dino Thunder Morpher, which I can check off that list. I'm so impressed by how nice this Morpher looks and how nice each plate looks on the Morpher. There's a few scuffs and stuff that are on the plates, but I have a few replacement ones coming soon. Again, another Morpher that fits. This is so cool. Yeah. You could probably guess this last Morpher due to the plate that I showed off when I first opened the package. The Brachiomorpher from Dino Thunder. Again, it has its strap. It's got both plates. Sadly, it doesn't have the key, which you need to turn to open up the jaw of the Morpher. Goes in that slot right there. But again, another grail piece for this collection. The Brachio Ranger was one of my favorite Rangers in Dino Thunder, especially because it was Tommy Oliver, RIP JDF. So having this Morpher, and I eventually want to get the staff too, but again, having this Morpher is amazing. Even this plate looks so nice. I'll throw up the name of it. I can't really remember what dinosaur it is. So that pretty much wraps it up for me showing off the figures. Let me grab some batteries real quick before we get into our lesson of the day and test these Morphers and see if I really got some deals here. So yeah, it looks like the titanium Morpher sadly does not work. Oh, okay. You see that? Yeah! It beeps. It started going in that circle. Very nice. Let's put the Morpher on. It keeps beeping like a microwave right now. Let's summon the Q-Rex. Oh, that's so cool. Maybe we'll do some time stuff. We'll use our communicator here to signal for some help. I'm so excited this works! And last but definitely not least, we'll transform into the Quantum Ranger. So simple, but also perfection. Love this Morpher. The seller was like, oh, they worked last time I checked them. I don't have the batteries to check them now, but they worked. Yeah, they worked maybe 10 years ago. Oh, you heard that right. It's so great when a Morpher works. Yup, different roars. Very cool. Nice little squawking from our pterodactyl. Are we gonna go 50-50 on working and not working? Or are we gonna have an overwhelmingly good outcome here? Let's see. Okay. So sadly, this Brachiomorpher does not work. And here comes the dreaded section of the video where we have to learn something. What did we learn today? Number one, the best part of coming home from a trip, other than sleeping in your own bed, is getting a bunch of packages. Treat yourself, surprise yourself a little bit. The second thing we learned today is read the descriptions on eBay. I still think I got good deals. So always be on the lookout for those deals, but be precautious. I was a little bit disappointed. I hoped every Morpher would work. But in reality, these are old toys. Things are bound not to work. Yeah, we learned to buy a bunch of things. Be careful when you're buying a bunch of things. And I guess the most important thing we learned today is save money. I'm horrible at it. All right, folks, we learned a lot, I guess. Stay tuned for some more toy-related videos and some other wacky characters, some Ninja Turtle stuff. A bunch of things are coming. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, maybe even comment some other toy lines you want me to cover or talk about. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one. So I messed around with the batteries a little more and it works, baby. This really redeemed this morpher purchase for me. So happy I got this.